NASA just unveiled stunning new images of 3 Atlas, and honestly, this has revealed potentially the weirdest anomaly we've encountered yet. The images show a jet angled in a way that defies the laws of physics for a natural comet. I'm not just referring to the sunward jet we've seen so far. In this video, I'll dive into what these fresh images truly reveal. Why is Avi insisting this might be the proof we've awaited? Let's rewind to October 2nd, when 3 Atlas zipped past Mars at an astounding distance of 29 million kilometers. Sounds far, right? But in space, that's incredibly close. Now, orbiting Mars is the NASA spacecraft known as the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. It carries a camera named HiRISE, which is the most powerful spy camera we've ever deployed on another planet. When 3 Atlas passed by, NASA aimed this high-powered camera right at our enigmatic visitor. After more than a month of waiting for the images to be processed and released, they're finally here, and they reveal things we couldn't see from Earth. While on Earth, we were viewing the object from one fixed angle. The camera around Mars captured it from a whole new perspective, and this angle gave us a side view of the object that was totally unavailable from here. This side view showed that the strange jet we previously observed isn't behaving as we thought. For months, images indicated a jet pointing straight at the sun. Back in July, when Hubble snapped photos, the object was still approaching the sun from far away. At that stage in its journey, the sunward direction and its motion were almost identical. So, when we saw the jet pointing forward, we speculated it might be some unusual solar heating effect. However, by the time these new images were captured, the direction toward the sun and the direction of travel had shifted entirely. The HiRISE camera captured it from a unique angle, revealing a shocking insight. This jet isn't pointing toward or away from the sun at all. Instead, it's shooting out perpendicularly to the sun, with the sunward jet extending ahead in the direction of the comet's travel. Now, let's clarify. A jet consists of what's shooting out from the comet, while the tail is the leftover cloud of debris trailing behind it. 3 forces govern comet tails and jets: solar heating, solar radiation pressure, and the solar wind. Do you notice their common factor? They all originate from the sun. Solar heating occurs when sunlight strikes a comet, warming pockets of ice on its surface. This ice sublimates directly into gas without melting, creating jets that point back toward the light source. So, a comet with a jet aimed at the sun is definitely experiencing solar heating. Now, solar radiation pressure is a different story. Sunlight actually exerts pressure on tiny dust particles released by the comet due to solar heating. Hence, dust tails always point directly away from the sun, regardless of the comet's path. If a comet travels toward the sun, the tail trails behind it. Conversely, if it moves away, the tail still points away from the sun. Either way, this tail is always in the opposite direction. Now, solar wind consists of charged particles emitted by the sun. Like solar radiation pressure, it pushes gas away from the sun, ensuring that gas tails also always point away. Every one of these forces is interconnected with the sun. The sun is the primary source of energy and momentum acting upon comets. So, what's the deal with a jet pointing perpendicular to the sun? This indicates it's not influenced by solar radiation pressure, nor pushed by solar wind, or created by solar heating. There's absolutely no known natural mechanism to generate this phenomenon. You might think, okay, maybe the jet is just slightly angled off. Perhaps it's 45 degrees from the sun and we're making a big fuss over nothing, but perpendicular means 90 degrees. It indicates the jet is aimed at a right angle to the sun's direction. This isn't a minor effect we're discussing. The jet extends across thousands of miles. This signifies a significant structure maintained over an immense distance in space. For it to remain aligned and pointed perpendicularly to the sun while the comet travels is beyond what natural processes can achieve. But comets do spin as they traverse space. What if the comet is rotating, and a jet that originally pointed at the sun later swung to the side? This does happen, and we observe it in some comets. But here's the catch. When rotation causes jets to swing sideways, they create spiral patterns. The jet sweeps across the sky, resembling water from a spinning sprinkler. A curved tail or spiral structure forms. 3 Atlas has a rotation period of approximately 16 hours, confirmed through light curve analysis. So, if a solar-heated jet were being swung sideways by rotation, we would expect to see it curve and spiral. Instead, we see a straight, columnated jet locked at 90 degrees to the sun, extending this far. Despite being slightly blurry, the image reveals a straight structure pointing perpendicular to the sun. For this to occur, the jet source would need to be continuously active and consistently oriented perpendicular to the sun, even as the comet rotates. That necessitates either a unique geometric setup that somehow stays aligned with the sun, unlikely, or as Avi Loeb theorizes, it signals active control. We've examined thousands of comets, witnessing every bizarre tail configuration imaginable. Curved tails, split tails, even disconnection events where the tail detaches. There are anti-tails that seem to point toward the sun due to viewing angles. But we've never observed a jet confirmed to be perpendicular to the sun. Every time we thought we detected something like that, it turned out to be an effect of the viewing angle. When we changed our position or allowed the geometry to shift, the jet would reveal itself as either sun-facing or trailing. The HiRISE image is extraordinary because Mars happened to be perfectly positioned to capture the true three-dimensional geometry. The camera documented 3 Atlas from the side, while the sun was in a completely different direction. No tricks of viewing angles here. The jet genuinely is perpendicular. Shoemaker-Levy, 9, fragmented and exhibited intricate tail structures, but they were all aimed toward the sun. Hale-Bopp displayed multiple jets from various active zones, but every one was explicable by solar heating of rotating surface features. Oumuamua never showed any jet at all, which contributed to its controversy. But 3 Atlas is doing something entirely unprecedented. Avi believes this is a technological object, and while I personally disagree, I think NASA ought to address the unexplained anomalies instead of sticking to the basics everyone already knows. If you watch until the end, please share your theories about 3 Atlas and this latest anomaly that has emerged following the prolonged silence from NASA. Also, don't forget to like and hype this video. Wishing you a fantastic day.